Hello everyone, this is Jam with Dreams, etc. And a few weeks ago I posted a video in regard to the Easy Cuts that I just launched. I took and printed out some sheets of the Easy Cuts from the digital collection. These are available currently just on my Dreams ETC site. I do hope to get them put onto my Etsy site as well. But for now, you can find them at my Dreams ETC site, and I will have the link posted in the description below. So, just to show you guys, let's see. Let's pick out a flower, because usually flowers are somewhat difficult to fussy cut out, and so I want to show you guys how simple this is. And I have my large scissors. I don't even have small scissors, I have large ones. So what I do is I first just cut out the shape from the sheet, and I mean, it's just super easy to cut these out, and you don't have to be, you know, super perfect with your cutting. It's just nice, quick, easy. And these work great, as I showed in the video, for layering and making cards or tags. You could add them to your journal pages. There's so much you can do with them. And what I'm going to show you is how I'm using them to create the Embelli Clips. And so hopefully you guys will get even more ideas on how you can use the Easy Cut. So one lady had mentioned that she used her Brother Cut and Scan to cut all of these out from the sheet, and she said it worked really good, that the shadows or the lines that I put around the images, the Brother Cut and Scan was able to use those as guides and cut everything out perfectly. So that's another option that you could do there. I've already cut out many of the Easy Cuts, so I have these ready, and I'm going to show you how to make the Embelli Clips and how they're used for mainly your journal pages. I'm sure you could use them for other things, but the main concept that my mom had was to use them to decorate your journal pages. And again, it's just such a genius idea of hers. It's simple, super simple concept. I'm so excited to share this with all of you guys. Okay, so this project is wonderful to use if you have any scrap pieces of cardstock. You can use scrap pieces of lace, embellishments, whatever you might have lying around. Now these are some that I've already done. Some I showed you how I made these in the video. I might use these, but I'll show you some just creating from scratch. So you can use journal cards. You can take any leftover pieces of cardstock you have, cut them down to 4x6 or 5x7, whichever size you prefer. So I'm going to go ahead and cut some pieces of cardstock. I'm going to start with just plain white 110-pound cardstock, and I think I'm going to make these 5x7 inch cards. Okay, so I cut my 5x7 inch pieces of cardstock, and I do have one here that I did in a striped sort of background. I really want my die cuts here to stand out from the page and not blend in too much. Okay, so I like starting with a paper doily and then building my layers from there. So I'm thinking what I might grab next. I just kind of play around here and start grabbing pieces. Might grab her because she's got some of those pinky peach tones that I have in the doily. And you can have things hanging off from your card. And now I want to add some more texture to my page. So I have these kind of peachy pink tones, and thinking maybe I could add in some of this. I don't know. I just kind of play around with it until I see something that I like. I have this lace here. I think I like that, so I'm just gonna grab a piece of this lace. You don't need much for these, which is kind of the nice thing. And again, I don't try to be perfect. In fact, when I do this, the trim that I cut and everything, I have stuff hanging off the page, so I think sometimes, you know, just have fun with it and don't try to be too perfect with anything, and you'll see how easy and fun these are to make. Let's see, what am I going to do now? I have this little tag here. It says puppy love, and she's holding a puppy or a dog, so I think I'm going to use this, and I'm just going to decide if I want it on the outside or on the inside here. I'm kind of liking that, so I might do that. And again, I have it kind of going off from the edge of the page there. So I have a little bit of green there. I might use some of this gold. It's a gold velvet trim. I might use just a little bit of that. And we could swing. I just want to use just a little bit. Okay, so I'm adding just a little piece of gold velvet trim there, just kind of laying out what I like before I glue anything down. Now I think I'm ready to grab another easy cut, die cut, and I like to kind of do a grouping of 3 die cuts close together. So like so. But one thing is, I think I want to kind of separate this from this. I want that texture in between each layer. So I'm going to, let's see, I have this little piece. Again, I'm just using scraps of trim that I have, and I think I might just kind of tuck that maybe there. Just adding in all these different textures is mainly what I'm doing here in between my layers of die cuts. And then I think I'm just going to finish off with a few little, let's see, what can I add here? Well, these I love. You guys see me use these all the time. They're wonderful. You can get a whole spool from Hobby Lobby, and I think they even sell spools of this at the dollar store, or at least they used to. I don't know if they still do, but I know you can pick it up at Hobby Lobby when it's on sale, and I just cut these down to little individual pieces, and I have some nice little bling pieces that will, you know, go a long way, and they just add so much. So I can take and just maybe add these little pieces to my lace trim there. So I might just add that there. And I think I need something just in this corner. Just gonna go through and see what I might want to stick there. I have this London book, which might work good there. All right, I like it. I think I might just go ahead and glue all of this down. I might add this something there with a little one of these in the center, just again for different textures. I got a little bit of metal, I got my fabrics. So the glue that I'm going to be using is my own brand of glue. I will have this available for pre-orders, so if you want to get some of this glue, please be sure to get your order in. This glue is a specialized glue. It's industrial strength, non-toxic. It's wonderful for your journal making, scrapbook making, card making, mixed media projects, whatever it might be. This is a wonderful glue. It works really good for bookbinding. It works good for gluing down even thinner fabrics like cheesecloth, thin lace. It will even hold small embellishments such as these and smaller metal embellishments. So it's just a great glue to have. I have been using this glue for pretty much everything lately, and every once in a while for some thicker fabrics I will use a fabric glue, and I will also have this available on my site for sale. This is very similar to Fabri-Tac glue, and I even glue some of my metals with this fabric glue, and it holds really good. So the one really good thing with this glue is that it has a twist top, and so when you're done using the glue, you can easily twist the top, and it prevents the glue from exploding out the top, which happens a lot with the Beacons Fabri-Tac glue. So both of these glues will be available on my site for pre-order, and I will have them in a bundle pack as well as sold separately. And then if you work with a lot of fabrics, thicker fabrics and laces and so forth trim, this is a wonderful glue for that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. The first layer I'm going to be gluing down is my paper doily, and you will find that you don't have to use very much glue at all. Just a little bit will do the trick. Okay, so we have this kind of hanging off the edge here. That's our first layer. And then I'm going to place this here to kind of see where my lace is going to go. So right about there. And I'm going to use the same glue for this. Just going to kind of do a strip here. This glue does dry clear, so you won't see your glue. Okay, and the next layer is, let's see here, I have this. Move this over just a little bit. Put a little more glue down. The other thing I love is you can just rub your fingertips and the glue comes right off, so you're not stuck with a bunch of glue on your hands either. I think the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use, because this is a thicker trim, I'm going to use this other glue. Okay, so I have my rose next. I'm just going to put a spot of glue there to kind of hold it in place, and then I'll glue it down a little better later. And then I'm going to go ahead and glue her down just a little, just so I kind of have everything in place here. And that will go up, put that up there, and this will go here. Okay, and then this, we're just gonna put that little strip there. And again, I just have everything cut really rough. I have my lace overhanging, doilies hanging over the card, and it actually ends up looking better. So sometimes the less perfect you try to be with it, the better it turns out. Okay, so now I think, let's see, I just have this little button thing here that I'm going to add. Did I have it down here? And I'm actually going to use this glue because I want to show you guys how incredible this glue is and how well it holds even some embellishments like your plastic and metal embellishments. Okay, and then that I kind of put on crooked, but I don't think it'll matter. And then I have my little metal embellishment, and I'm actually going to use the fabric glue on that. I'm just going to stick it up here like so, and this in the middle. Okay. So now I have the front of my Embelli clip. I think it's pretty much done, but I think I'm going to back it with a little more. I'm not liking this hard white edge here. Just kind of is bothering me, so I went through my stash and I found some leftover cardstock and just punched the corners, and I might just kind of back it with something like that just to kind of offset the white a little bit. I'm not sure if I like the peach. I might have to go and see, maybe this side might work better. So I'm going to use this decorative punch and give this card nicer corners. On the back side, you can, there's so many different ways to do this, and I'm going to illustrate the different ways in which my mom did it when I do the video on the Sherlock Holmes journal. Yes, she's got 2 Sherlock Holmes journals done, and I will be listing those for sale. Alright, so what we want to do is on the back here, I'm going to line it up with my white cardstock that I first laid down, and I'm going to apply glue, probably like a quarter. I need to make sure that I glue down like about a quarter of an inch, half of an inch. So again, about half of an inch, I would say, is what we're going to glue down. And your card that you put on the back here, you can decorate it or you could leave it. It's up to you. So we could do just like some trim there, and it will hide my bad corner. I'm going to find my page that I want to put my Embelli clip on. This is it. This is it, guys. This is the Embelli clip. I'll show you how this works. It's that simple. Alright, so let's find a page here. So you have your clip here. This is your clip right here. And it just slides right over your page. And then you have a decorative journal page. That's it, guys. And the thing is, it doesn't move. It will stay in place without paper clips. I mean, okay, it's so simple, but it's such a cool concept. And my mom, she's just brilliant. I don't know, maybe somebody else has already done this. I haven't seen, she hasn't seen, or anyone has, but I think it's just genius. And then on the back, the great thing is there's now space to journal. So you can journal on the back of the Embelli clip, and that's something else you can keep in mind. You can add pockets. I'll show you in the Sherlock Holmes journal, because my mom made a lot of these in that journal, where you can add in pockets and tags and all sorts of different ways of putting these together. But this is just kind of a general basic one that I did for you guys. One thing to keep in mind is when you do this, it's going to stick out from your page a little bit. This one is a little large for this journal, so you do want to keep that in mind. I should probably use, let me use a different journal to give you guys a better illustration. This is a nautical themed one. It really doesn't go with this style, but you guys will get the idea here. So here's my page that I'm putting it over, and again it just slides over that page, and when you have it on there, it's on there. It does not move, it does not fall off, it stays on the page. That's the really cool thing about it. And then you have a nice decorative page, and you can easily slide this off. When you want to, you could add your journaling and then reattached this onto your page. And you have that decorative element. So the thing that I said, when you're gluing these, you want to keep in mind that it will stick out from the page. Now I might cut this down just a little bit because it does stick out a little further than I would like, but that is one thing to keep in mind when you're doing your Embelli Clips. So, and then on the back of this one, because I used this striped paper, it created these lines, and you can journal on the back of your Embelli Clip. So there's the Embelli Clips, guys. Super easy. Okay, so there's this one, and like I said, you could take and you could add in pockets, you could add in tags, you could use envelope if you wanted to have a pocket from an envelope, for you could attach that on the back. There's a lot of different ways that you can make these, and again, I will illustrate that in the upcoming video I do of the Sherlock Holmes journals, because she made a lot of the Embelli Clips in those journals, and you'll get to see the different ways where you can make them. So let's make one going the other way, so it's not going sideways, but it's coming down on the page this way. Alright, so I think I'm going to use her because she's already nice and long, and I think she's so pretty. So we're going to use her, I think, and again, I'm just using a 5x7 piece of white cardstock for this. And let's see, what do we want to add here? We could do the Eiffel Tower, or actually I think I kind of like this. This is kind of catching my attention. We could do that with, there's this pretty butterfly. Maybe we could add in this little butterfly. I'll bend that just a little bit. And I have these sentiments here that I might add. This kind of goes well with that, so I might add in that. Or I could do this postcard, kind of liking that too. Might use them both. Might just do something like that. So this is the first thing I do. I mean, I cut out a lot of the easy cuts from the page, and then I just start to work with them until I have something that I like, and I try not to put too much thought into it because it is supposed to be fun and enjoyable and nothing to stress over. I have these as well, and to let you know, the letters in the letters on the page, you can easily punch these out. That's what I did. I just punched these out with that, and I might, if I can find them all, I might use those. Okay, so here's the rest of my letters. So that will be coming soon. I'll probably get that up after I come back from Paris. I'm leaving for Paris, which is what I'm going to put here, Paris. I am leaving on Saturday, and I will be gone for 10 days. I can't wait. And again, I want to think about what I might have sticking up. So you know what would look kind of cool, I think, is I'm going to bring her down, and we'll throw Paris up at the top so it sticks up out of the page. So in the journal, you'll be able to see Paris. Okay. Yes, I like that. And then we have our butterfly, our pretty butterfly, and our sentiments here. This I think I'm going to end up bringing down here. So anyway, I think we'll work it kind of something like so. I may not even end up using this. We'll see. So once I kind of have an idea of, again, how I want my easy cuts laid out on my card, then I want to add in my scraps of trim and get some texture added. So I'm going to start again with a paper doily, and I will have to distress it so it stands out from the white background. And I'm using 4-inch doilies. I will have more kits. I should show you guys real quick. So I offered the kits for the easy cuts, and I never really did do good photos or anything. Most of them sold right away. I think there's one left. And I think the only reason it hasn't sold is because I didn't do any really good photos or pictures of what's in the kit. And I'm surprised as many sold as what they did, because they were kind of sold sight unseen. But what comes in the Easy Cut kit is you get 16 pages filled with easy cuts. And I do have this available in the digital collection as well. These are printed professionally. I had them done. Staples did them for me. And so they're nice, high quality laser prints. But you get 16 pages of these, and it would make a lot of cards, or again, Embelli Clips or tags. So you get those in the kit, as well as a goodie bag. So they give you a goodie bag in the kit, and it's filled with paper doilies, cheesecloth, you get some lace in there, you get some tags, you get some vintage book pages, some stamps, and wooden butterfly buttons and other various buttons, as well as little embellishments in that little goodie pack there. So lots of goodies in the goodie pack. And then you also get more trim with the rhinestones and pearls as well. So this is everything that you would get in the Easy Cut kit. And again, I have one more available for sale, and I do plan on doing more, but I'll probably do a pre-order just so I know how many prints to have made by Staples. So if you're interested, there's one in stock that's ready to mail out. And then if that happens to sell out, just be sure to place your pre-order, and it'll probably take about, I don't know, 2 to 3 weeks, because I'm leaving for Paris before they're able to ship out. So I wanted to be sure to show you guys what came in the kit. Alright, just my doily. And I think I'm just going to use that same color in the worn lipstick. It's a pretty vintage pink color, tea rose like color. Okay, so I'm going to start with my paper doily, and I think I'm just going to place it right kind of there. And then I want to add some trim. Let's see, I'm going to have this at the top, so I'm thinking I might just go back with, I have this pink trim. We'll try this trim this time. Just going to use a little strip of it. And I might use a couple pieces of this. Key, scissors. So I might just place that. And I'll have the letters going over the lace there. So I think I'm going to put a piece there and a piece at the bottom. And as you can see, I'm not measuring anything, just kind of leaving things imperfect. I think we'll put that under her like so. Okay. And then this, do something like that. And I want to separate this from her just a little bit. I just need a little piece of something. So I'm going to use this little scrap piece here of trim that I have. I might just stick that there. And then I might just add some right there. I just, again, I try not to put too much thought into it, just kind of winging it like I do with everything. Okay, I know I want a little something in the center of my butterfly. I'm just going to do like a little rhinestone there. And I mean, it's almost done. Maybe something up here for where her hair is. See what little embellishments I can find here. If I can find them. Oh, and I forgot too, I have these little stamps. All this stuff. I'll be making these little goodie pack kits too to go with the die cuts, so you know, if you guys just want to grab one of the goodie packs to make this stuff with, you can do that. I'm going to add in just a few little stamps here, I think. We'll just, let's see, I don't know if I want purple. I want a purple stamp. Let's see, what do I have here? Nope. If I could find a green one, that would be awesome. Oh, look. See, I'm going to do a green plain. Alright, and then I just, you know what, I want a pop of color. It just needs a pop of color somewhere. Now I have this blue stamp here, so use this one, and then I'm going to use some of this blue velvet trim this time, and I'm just going to put a little strip up there at the top, and I think it'll be done. Or I could use one of these in her hair. That kind of ties the blue in there. Might do that, and we'll put just a little bit of velvet trim down here. I'm going to do two little pieces because I really don't want to waste where you're not going to be able to see it. So I'm just going to cut a few small pieces. We could actually lay one up here. We could put one down here. And I think that's probably good. And as you can see, it's just, everything's just little bits and pieces, scraps, and it creates that dimension on those those different textures that just really starts giving interest to the page. I think that is probably good. So, oh, I have to add in like one of these too. I have to put these in there everywhere. So we could add just like that there or something. Put some there. Just leave them all like so. And I have to put them down at the bottom. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start to put this all together, start gluing it. I might do just this. I think we might throw this up here, like so. Okay, yes, I like it. I like it. I like it. You guys, I'm seriously like, I think 4 hours of sleep, maybe, and I don't even know what time it is. It might be like 2 in the morning. I have no idea. I don't even know. Oh gosh. And then I have all these makeup orders that I still have to try to get done. Yep. It's never boring in my world. Ever. Ever, ever. Ever. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm going to just start with these bottom layers and just add a little bit of glue just to kind of hold things in place, and then I'll go back and glue things down better. Don't need much. But see how it's nice how the glue isn't exploding out of the top. If you guys have ever used Fabri-Tac before, or Beacon's 3, what is it? I haven't used it in so long. 3-in-1. 3-in-1 glue, you'll know what I mean by the glue exploding out the top. So that is really nice. With this glue, you don't have to worry about that. And again, the price is more reasonable, and it seems to work just as good as the Fabri-Tac. And so again, I will have this for sale on my site. I will have these as a bundle set also available for sale, and they are pre-order, shipping out the end of August, possibly depending on the number of pre-orders I get. They may not go out until the beginning of September, but again, keep in mind I won't be able to ship these in the winter time, so if you think you might go through more in the winter with Christmas and everything coming, I would order 2 sets, and they will be very reasonably priced. Okay, these I want to have like so on the top. So I'm just going to glue the bottom, I think the bottom part, the bottom section of this. Okay. Okay, so I think that's pretty good for my Embelli clip. And this one is going to sit on the page, so hopefully this part will be sticking up from it. So now I need to have my back piece, and to show you guys kind of something a little different, I think I'm going to use an envelope this time. And this is a great way also, I mean, if you wanted to do a decorative envelope for a card or something for somebody, and then, you know, they could always reuse the envelope. It's great if you want to put a card and a gift card inside and give them a really pretty envelope. These are just really, I just thought this is such a fun, simple project to do. And like I said, my mom and I, when we were out glamping it up in Montana, we just sat and made lots of these, and it was a ball. We had so much fun with it. Okay, so all we would do is need to have our 1/2 inch at the top, so I'm going to just put some glue here. And you want to make sure that you do use glue and you don't use like double-sided tape or anything like that, because you don't want that sticky part of the tape to stick to your page. And then I'm just going to glue on my front section of my Embelli clip. And then you could have something that you can put inside on the back part of your Embelli clip. And now, going back and using this as an illustration here, I can show you how this would look if you put it inside of your journal. So again, this would just slide on. So, you know, it stays on the page there. That's the great thing about it, is it clips right onto that page, but without the paper clip. And then we have a beautiful decorative page for our journal page. And when we go to close it, just like I planned, I have Paris sticking up from the front of my journal. Now, of course, I'm not going to put it in this nautical journal. I'll probably put it in one of the Jane Austen journals and trim down the size so it fits on the page better. But hopefully, you know, you guys got some ideas on how to use the easy cuts, another idea that you can do with it. And I hope you guys love this concept of the Embelli clips. My mom, I gotta give her all the credit. She's the one who thought of it, and they're just wonderful. I mean, they're just neat because it adds so much to your page. You can take it off. You could use it as a book placement, a journal placement. You can journal on the back of it, depending upon how you decide to do the back of your Embelli clip. There's my little project idea for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this. Please, if you guys like these videos, I'm always trying to come up with new things, unique things. I do a range of styles and themes, everything from vintage to whimsical to fantasy, sketch, collage. I just try to fill my channel with all sorts of various art forms. So sometimes you guys will see me switch from doing journals to doing the sketching and collaging and so forth. I just try to give as many ideas as I can and do unique projects where you guys can take and do variations, add your own style to it, and so forth. So if you have any questions, as always, leave me an email at dreamsetc@yahoo.com. I do my best to reply to emails and everything. It sometimes gets a little bit overwhelming because there's YouTube and Facebook and the dreamsetc email, and there's the Etsy emails, and so it just sometimes it gets a little crazy, but I will get back to you. And if you don't hear from me, shoot me another email because I will get back to you. So again, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and please thumbs up if you like it. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and thank you so much for watching.